Robert Graber was among many great volunteers who released over 6,000 white sea bass yesterday in the Channel Islands.
Getting ready to release white sea bass on the Gentleman. We'll load them up from this pen. Loading process. We'll transfer them with these buckets into the Gentleman's.
The Gentleman operates out of Cisco Sport Fishing in Oxnard, and these great volunteers took 3,000 of these juvenile white sea bass and released them just up the coast about 3 miles. The other 3,000 they released inside the harbor, and now they're going to try to determine which group survives the best so they can better do this in the future. These great volunteers deserve our recognition and our thanks for making our fishing and our oceans so much better and so much healthier. Thank you so very much.
This is not a translator. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you.
I'm Desiree.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Yeah, this is good. I'm so happy. Oh my God. Phil, how the hell did you do this?
So happy. Yeah. Nice, excellent.
85.
Board the Independent. James has got a fish.
I got my first tuna.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes, the next Freedman Adventure surf fishing adventure right down there, Anderson Street and Pacific Coast Highway. It is going to be Saturday morning, 6 a.m. on July the 5th, the day after the 4th of July. Come dressed in your USA garb and let's have a great morning fishing down there. Fishing's really good right now. The fish are biting. The tide is right, and it should be an absolutely great morning. We'll be waiting for you right down there, Anderson Street and Pacific Coast Highway at 6 a.m. on Saturday, July the 5th. We'll see you there.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast with Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. Tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Freedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing. Morning briefing.
Please don't forget to support the Freedman Adventures family members who make this all possible, like the taxman, Tim Marquez, and your garage door man, Joe Welker, who does a great job and gets rave reviews here at Freedman Adventures. Heating and or air conditioning needs, it's our dear friend John Lopez, and also the Island Spirit, Ventura Sport Fishing. You can't beat it. Chris Isaac and the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org. Hey, good Tuesday morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California, here at Sunrise this beautiful Tuesday morning. Man, did we have two great live shows or what last night? That was so much fun. Danny Cadota talked about his recent 8-day trip on board the American Angler, and then last night on Tackle Shop Confessions, with Sam De La Torre. So much fun. So many great prizes went out to all of you and so much participation. It was absolutely fantastic. Over 2 hours of constant questions. Hey, there is so much to talk about. That bluefin tuna is on the bite, and I mean it is chewing up a storm. Really great fishing on big grade bluefin tuna. Our local bass fishing here in Southern California has been phenomenal. Did that keep up? What about the Channel Islands white sea bass? The surf is alive in Southern California. Don't forget the 5th of July. We're right down there at the tower on Anderson Street and Pacific Coast Highway. We'll be waiting for you at 6 a.m. That's going to be a really fun day. Grunion Run is all set for July the 8th. The 4th of July, America's 274th birthday, right around the corner, and so much more, including great twilight fishing. Man, I don't know what to tell you. It is really rocking and rolling. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, is that good? And is it great to be with you all? Truly had a remarkable night last night. That was so much fun with Sam De La Torre and Danny Cadota and all of you great folks who participated in the shows last night. If you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate your support. Also, if you subscribe to the Freedman Adventures YouTube channel, you're going to be stoked with all the great content we're able to provide you with. You can click that stinking, rotten, filthy, smelly little bell, and you'll be notified when there is new content. And you can also follow us over there on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. It is really great to be with you all. Once again, we'll be right down there on that corner, Anderson Street and Pacific Coast Highway. It's July the 5th at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. That Grunion Run on July the 8th, those things will be staging up and getting all kinds of predators in here. In fact, I see the pelicans very, very lively here this morning so far, so that is a good sign. And then the tides are just right. There's been some really good fishing here lately, so we are looking forward to a really great day on, of course, July the 15th. As some nice folks are walking by here and now in the show. Good morning, you guys. So once again, that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's jump into it. Let's talk Mexico. My God, this water is so deep and clean here. We got to see a corvina swimming by here today. Man, just check that out. That is absolutely beautiful. Perfect conditions. Man, there's got to be some nice corvina. The water feels really warm on the Tootsies. It's really a beautiful day here in Surfside, California. Let's go down to Cedros Island. And the yellowtail bite there has not been up to par this year. There's no doubt about it. But we filled in with some good calico bass fishing. There's been halibut, there's been white sea bass, and there's been a good amount of yellowtail. Don't get me wrong on that. We continue to see some really good signal and sign on the yellows, but it has not been a normal year. There's no doubt about it. Now, we look at the Bay of LA, and the yellowtail bite there is fabulous right now. Tremendous yellowtail fishing. A 460-mile drive down the border, past the border, I should say, and you're in the Bay of LA. It's been great. San Quintin, 140 miles below the border. Great fishing going on yellowtail. It's been full speed yellows for about 4 or 5 days now. All you want. Great fishing. Some bluefin tuna are outside of them. Some of the long-range boats have been getting in on that. All the rockfish you could possibly want. Ensenada. Wow. All kinds of crazy stuff going on in Ensenada. Only 70 miles below the border. And we're seeing a bluefin tuna caught by Mara Sport Fishing. We haven't seen too much bluefin this year in Ensenada. Is this the start of something good? I'm thinking it is. And there's been some daytime fish nearby there, so that is great news. Hopefully that's going to kick into gear. We told you about Blackfin Sport Fishing yesterday, or I should say the day before. They had a silver salmon. A guy throwing an iron, he caught a silver salmon. There's been a few more yellowtail taken down there, and of course there's plenty of rockfish, good barracuda fishing at times, and also the bass bite has been spectacular down there. Calicos and sand bass. Ensenada coming together. Hopefully that bluefin tuna is going to get on the bite and keep right on rocking and rolling. If you'd like to get a brand new, beautiful Freedman Adventures hat, go to 22nd Street Landing. They've got them right there for you. Please go on in there, We love the support you're giving us. Thank you so very much for all you do for Freeman Adventures. Long range fishing remains excellent. It has been spectacular for the 8-day boats out of San Diego, California, in the good old USA right here. It's been spectacular yellowtail fishing, excellent yellowfin tuna fishing. You know, yellowfin in the 30 to 80, 90 pound class, yellowtail in the 20 to 40, 50 pound class. My eyes are over here looking in the canal to see if a corbina swims by. One of these days we're going to get one here on camera, swimming right on by in this short water. It is so exciting to see that really great long range fishing again. And some of the guys will go in on the beach on their way home. They've had their fill of yellowtail. They've had their fill of yellowfin tuna. They'll catch calico bass, sand bass. They'll catch some white sea bass and halibut, rockfish. It's been spectacular fishing. No doubt about it. Let's get into our bluefin tuna bite here in Southern California, because it's been an up and down year. There is no doubt about that. There's been some really slow scores, and there's been some ripper awesome scores. I mean, I hearken back to the Pacific Queen with nearly 100 fish on one trip that were over 100 pounds. That is spectacular fishing, and it is really good right now. So good to see Jolene Thompson out with our friend Max Nui on the Pacific Voyager, 80 to 150 pounders, biting full speed. Excellent fishing. Israel de la Cruz is on that trip. Jolene is on this trip, and there's a lot of happy anglers out with Max Nui. He's got an open party trip out of Seaforth, probably the last one of the year, and that is going July the 13th. You're crazy if you don't get in on that trip ASAP. Polaris Supreme limits of bluefin tuna. The Highliner, what a trip they had. In fact, you saw in the lead in that young man catching his first tuna. How can you beat that? John Azer was on the trip. He said it was full speed on the Highliner from 7 p.m. till midnight. They caught fish on the fly line. They caught fish on the jigs. They caught sinker fish. It was really good. John said the HD 350 gram from West Coast Jiggers was really, really hot. Also, Daiwa SK jigs have been working. Caddy Lures has got some great stuff out there right now. Full speed, excellent fishing. I don't know how I can get much better. Several other boats. The Tribute had magnificent fishing, and there's a lot of other guys who got all over it and slammed the fish. And if you've got a trip coming up, you've got to be stoked right now, because, you know, it was looking what's going on here? New area of fish, several new areas of fish really coming together. It's been slow to start. This is going to be one heck of a fall this year. I will tell you that right now. It's been a little bit slow to start, but it's just starting to get its momentum right now. And it's going to rock and roll right through October, in my humble opinion. I think it is going to be one heck of a summer and fall. You're going to see more and more daytime fish as time goes by. As I say, it's a little bit late, but it's just starting to come together, as evidenced by the San Diego full day trip out of San Diego, California, out of Seaforth Sport Fishing yesterday. 8 bluefin tuna for their best score of the year. They had 16 yellowtail. There's a lot of forkies also on the kelps mixed around that bluefin tuna, and a lot of that big gray bonito running around. Also some exciting stuff for the local guys, the Grande, the San Diego, the Mission Bell, if they choose to go offshore, are going to be able to get in on this, and that's really exciting stuff. Also, I should mention those other guys, the overnight guys that are getting those fish at night. They've been picking a few daytime fish also, and some kite fish also. Some really big kite fish have been around, so great stuff. Loving what we're seeing out of our bluefin tuna bite here in SoCal. Now, we need a little consistency. We'll be watching that for you very, very closely as we go along. Let's talk about the islands. Coronado Island, seeing a lot of yellows, not biting that well. There's barracuda there, bonita, pretty good calico bass fishing. Backside of San Clemente Island, there's big yellows and sea bass there. Michael Limon just the other day with a 40-pound yellow on board the Freedom. And the Thunderbird out of Davies Locker has been scratching out some big yellows. Dropper loop fishing with a squid down on the bottom. Take a crank and you can hang some really nice big grade yellowtail, like Guadalupe Island size yellows, 20 to 40 plus pound forkage running around there. Thunderbird 6 yellows and a halibut. A lot of small bonito provided some entertainment also there at SCI. There's been a lot of boat pressure, so hopefully the weekdays right now will give it a little bit of a break and we'll see it surge back on. But there's been some really excellent fishing. The El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org's been fishing Catalina Island. They had a yellowtail. Seen a lot of yellows at Cat. Not biting all that well, but quite a bit of that fish around. 31 calico bass, 5 barracuda, a couple sheephead, stuff like that. Picking away at the fish at Catalina Island. Pretty darn good fishing. Not wide open, but beautiful conditions and pretty decent fishing going on. And that takes us up to the Channel Island area where our white sea bass bite sputtered on us a little bit the past couple of days. We're still all talking about the tremendous trip on the Endeavor. Daniel Hadaway, my dear friend up there, usually running the Island Spirit, jumped on board the Endeavor to give Tucker McCombs a little bit of a break and cranked out 100 halibut. What a catch for the Endeavor the other day. It can't get much better. I'm telling you, the bar is so high in the Channel Islands, I could argue easily that that's been the best fishing of the entire year has been up there in the Channel Islands. It has been spectacular. So the bar is so high that when you catch 10 white sea bass, people, even yours truly, oh, you know, they only had 10 white sea bass in. That is a trap that I just don't want to get into. The Cobra had a nice halibut trip with 7 halibut. The Coral Sea had 18 halibut up there out of Santa Barbara. On board, the Gray Light, they had good sea bass fishing. Only 6 guys, and they had 7 white sea bass and a halibut to go along with it. Aloha Spirit, 24 guys had 1 white sea bass. So as you can hear, it backed off quite a bit. Now, was it boat pressure? Is it a drop in water temperature? We've had a little bit of a drop in water temperature in some areas. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully it's going to rebound. We are getting a little bit deep into summer, and it's around this time some years where that sea bass will shut off, but I'm not counting it out, man. It's been so good, so consistent. It's been absolutely magnificent, punctuated by these huge halibut scores. And we don't even talk about the fact that you're going to catch reds and lingcod and load up with all that great eating, colorful rockfish. Channel Island still rocking and rolling. We'll just continue up the coast to Avila Beach, Morro Bay. Fantastic rock cod fishing up there in that neck of the woods. Big grade. It's really quality fish up there. It's been absolutely fantastic. And up there in San Francisco, lovely Martha Sport Fishing had limits of striped bass yesterday for a nice hit on the striped bass and 10 halibut to go along with it. Really great stuff going on. Don't forget, July the 5th, right there. We're going to be there the day after the 4th of July. You know how it is. Guys are going to imbibe too much on the 4th of July. They're going to sleep in and snore right through a great morning because we're going to put the wood to the fish. There won't be anybody on the beach until later in the day. We'll take advantage of that. A grunion run will manifest itself on our Southern California beaches on the 8th of July. So we're set up perfectly. And the tide is perfect. Warm water, great fishing. It's been good. Stop off at Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, right down there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. Get your bait and tackle and meet us down there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Once again, thanks for all the participation last night on our live shows. Over thousands of people watched those last night, and I am so grateful to each and every one of you. Pushing 2 million views on Facebook alone the past 28 days. I owe that all to you. Let's talk about our local fishing because it has been spectacular. It, however, kind of sputtered on us on Sunday a little bit, and then on Monday we saw a similar kind of sputtering, if that is an adjective that describes fishing that wasn't up to where it was. Down in San Diego, we are seeing a drop in water temperature, no doubt about it. Conditions got off. So we picked at the calico bass yesterday. Not wide open. Still some good opportunities. And there's still a chance at a white sea bass and or a yellowtail. There's some exotics mixed up with the sand and calico bass. Hopefully it's temporary and it's due to this water temperature change that we saw over many of the Southern California beaches. Same thing out there around Dana Wharf and Oceanside, out there around Davies Locker, Newport Beach. We saw similar fishing, but still, I mean, it's still really good. I mean, the Victory just had it full speed yesterday. They not only limited out on the sculpin, they limited out on the sand bass. Tremendous fishing, no doubt about it. I was down there 22nd Street landing yesterday when the native sun pulled in. One angler on board, Jazzy. Hey, Jazzy, good morning. It was so good to see you, my friend. He said he was throwing a little lure and got all the big sand bass he wanted, limits of sand bass on the native sun. On the Monte Carlo, they had 150 sand bass. It's still really good. We had a little drop in water temperature. It is not as wide open as it was, but it's not over by any stretch of the imagination. This water will warm up again, and right along with it, we'll see some really good fishing. A good hot chovy, dropper loop down on the bottom, and you are bit. If you drop your fluorocarbon down to 15, you're going to get bit up all day long. Hook your bait up through the mouth, up through the nose. You close the mouth that way. And the reason why I like you to do that is because when you retrieve the bait, say you cast it out, go to the bottom, don't get a bite. You're like, what's up? You pump that bait back. That is something that a guy by the name of Ray Greenwood taught me when I was 9 years old on board the Redondo Special in Redondo Beach, California. Pump your bait back. Raise your rod tip, reel down. Raise your rod tip, boom, man, you're gonna load up and have a nice bass on there. It's a great way. And the bait only looks natural if it's hooked the way I told you to do it. So keep that in mind, and that will improve your chances. If you gill hook it and you wind it back, it doesn't look natural. You rarely, if ever, get a bite in that kind of a scenario. We see this bass extending up into the Santa Monica Bay. It's biting up there also, and it's biting pretty good in the Channel Islands. We've seen local boats up there catching good sand and calico bass. A little bit of barracuda popped in there with it. Like I say, we're a little bit late this year for whatever reason. Our oceanography is a little bit late, and hopefully we're going to see this thing turn on and rock and roll. I know, I got my eyes here. Look at that. I mean, you can't tell me that is not tailor-made for a Corbina to swim up in that clear, beautiful water here this morning. It is gorgeous here at sunrise in Sunset Beach, or I guess I should say Surfside, California. Absolutely gorgeous weather here today. So really good local fishing, no doubt about it. Now we'll talk about the Southern California surf because it's good right now. We see some really good fishing down there in the Bolsa Chica area. My son Philip was fishing down there around Bolsa Chica. He wouldn't disclose to me exactly where. He said, get this, everybody. You believe this guy? I do. I mean, this sounds absolutely fantastic. He said he was standing in the water and a bunch of bait fish just started jumping out of the water, and he looked down between his legs and he could see yellowfin croaker going like this, like crazy. He had a chrome crocodile on his rod and he figure-eighted it. Okay, just let a little bit of line out and then figure-eighted it and hung a yellowfin croaker right in the surf. Man, that reminds me of my old days in Redondo, figure-eighting in the harbor for Bonito. That was so much fun. What a great tale that was from my son Philip. He said down there on Bolsa Chica, really good yellowfin croaker fishing. They had a few spot fin croaker, saw some short halibut taken down that way here in Surfside. There's quite a bit of bar perch, walleye perch, and a lot of Corbina in the short water. Like I keep telling you, man, this is just perfect right here. And I know you think maybe I'm crazy. You could literally catch a fish in that depth of water. That's where those Corbina are. Remember, those fish, as we look at the pelicans, really working the surf line here. There's bait fish in here. As you look out there, fish are staging behind that wave right there. It breaks, it dislodges sand crabs, mussels, clams, and those fish now, they are racing in behind that to check out and see what's going on. Really looking active here as you saw that pelican hit the water. I'm loving what we're seeing here. It's Surfside up there at 72nd Street. quite a bit of halibut in Long Beach area, up there in the Santa Monica Bay. Good Corbina fishing around the Topaz Rock Jetty down to the pier, the Mondstadt Pier, between the Hermosa Beach and Manhattan Beach Pier. We continue to see some good bar perch fishing, yellowfin croaker, few halibut up in that neck of the woods, lots of Corbina. I forgot to mention the Huntington Beach Pier, excuse me, has had some really good Corbina action down there in that area. Whoa, what can I tell you? What a bluefin tuna bite. Let's hope that's going to keep rocking and rolling. We see some fish down there around Ensenada. What in the heck's going on down there? Salmon and yellowtail and bluefin tuna. It's been pretty darn phenomenal. And of course, we're watching this entire local Southern California bass bite because it's truly been a phenomenal year, no doubt about it. Really active surf. It bodes well for our July 5th. Great day on the beach. I can't wait to see you at that one. And of course, we'll be keeping you up to date with everything that's going on here today. Can't thank you all enough for your great support. Drop by 22nd Street Laney, pick up a hat. Doug Tilk, I hope you're feeling better, my friend. Thanks for making Friedman Adventures so much better every single day. We love you and we hope you are doing well. You need anything at all, drop a dime and let me know, and I will be there, my friend. Take care. Have a great day. And I hope to see you really, really soon.